Hey everybody, welcome to Weight Loss for Women Over 40. I am your host, Nikki T, and today we have a timely episode, How to Rewire Holiday Stress in Your Body. It is December of this recording, December 3rd of 2025. In a couple weeks, we're going to be entering 2026. I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around that. I feel like 2026 seems so far away. And here it is. It's coming upon us very soon. So if you're new to the podcast, welcome. I have been in the weight loss industry since 2002 when I became a personal trainer. I worked as a physical therapist assistant for a number of years. I started my own business in 2006, Shape It Up Fitness. We did boot camps in the park. I did a lot of classes, a lot of private training. I actually started online training back in the day, and it was very clunky and very challenging to say the least. But I feel like a pioneer in that respect because I kind of came full circle and later on did more online training because that's a lot of what we do nowadays. We're online. But now I do mostly mindset coaching on how to lose weight because I know that the diet mentality version will get you the body, but it just sets you up mentally. It's like pardon my French, and I'll keep it G-rated, but it's a mind F. It really is. Um, and if you've been struggling with your weight for decades and decades, I get it. You've probably been trying the dieter's mentality way. And I mean, again, I did it, I taught it. I'm kind of glad I did in some respects because now I understand how that version works or doesn't work. Because then I know how so much so that mindset fits into this puzzle piece of why we don't have sustainable weight loss using dieter's mentality. So, welcome into my world, this little corner of the podcast internet space. If you don't know, I have some podcast episodes that are absolutely exclusive to Spotify. So, if you're not on Spotify, go over there. I am doing exclusive podcast episodes over on Spotify until the end of this year. But you will definitely get some golden nuggets from those exclusive episodes. You won't find them anywhere else but on Spotify. I felt bad for Spotify because I've been doing this podcast since I think it was 2020. Yeah, I think it's been about 5 years. It was right before the pandemic. So 1920, I don't know. The years are blurring together. Anyway, um, but never was on Spotify. And it was because you have to upload a certain format, and I didn't know how to do that. And I figured it out this year. Go figure. I also had a bunch of people asking me to put my podcast on Spotify. So I'm kind of trying to make up for my lack of attendance over there on Spotify. So go over there and check out the exclusive episodes while they're still running. And also, my new ebook it's done. I'm having some technical issues because I'm changing some things on my back end of how I email people and stuff like that. So I kind of ran into a little glitch, but the book will be coming out if you want an advanced copy because I'm gonna slowly leak this book out intentionally because I want feedback on it. But if you want an advanced copy, head over to Instagram at Weight Loss for Women Over 40, 40 at the end. Give me a follow and shoot me a message and say, hey, I heard you on the podcast and I would love an advanced copy of your new book coming out. The new book is Mind and Body Reset. Basically, I'm going to teach you some 5 shifts of how to get your mind and body reset in mindset and weight loss. So, again, if you want to copy that, head over to Instagram and message me. All right, so let's dive into today's topic. We're going to be talking about how to rewire holiday stress in your body. Again, this couldn't be more timely, right? We're in December. We just got through Thanksgiving if you're in the US. And I really feel like the holiday season probably begins in around Halloween and it just snowballs until we hit January 5th, probably, depending on when New Year's falls in the calendar days. But it can be a lot. I think a lot of women feel a lot of stress during this time of year. I know more so when I was married and the kids were little, I felt a lot of obligations. I felt a lot of, you got to show up for a PTA. You got to, bake the cupcakes. You have to do the holiday parties. You need to decorate the house. You need to send out Christmas cards. You need to do all these things, right? And I got to the point, honestly, I distinctly remember one year I was like, I'm not doing Christmas cards. It was just, I just feel like, I think they're nice, don't get me wrong, but I almost feel like it's you're sending out this piece of paper to say, hey, which is awesome. And I know I have a dear friend of mine, she sends, and I do like her Christmas cards, and I actually keep them. But she kind of gives like this Dear Diary update of the year of what's happened to the family. I think that's awesome. However, most of them are just pictures, and I don't know about you, but there's some that just go in the trash. I feel like I have a lot of mind drama around it, let me put it that way. And for me, it was like trying to find the addresses, update the ad. I mean, we had a list of like, I don't even know, it was like close to 100 people that I would send out Christmas cards to. Um, so anyway, I stopped doing it. Doesn't mean I don't love anybody, and doesn't mean that I don't love when you guys send me Christmas cards, but I just don't do it anymore. And I know in my new chapter of my new life, my kids are older, they're in college, they're not living with me. I'm living by myself essentially, and it's just different, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with I won't even want to say it's slowing down because it's not slowing down. It's just new. It's just different. I decorate the house however the heck I want. I put up the decorations that I want to put up. There's some that I didn't put up, and that's okay, right? Um, we get into this habit of the holiday of like, there's this long to-do list. I know again when the kids were little, it was cookies, and I didn't, trust me, I did not have a problem. I loved doing the Christmassy things with my kids. I loved doing the elf on the shelf, even though it would drive me crazy because I would forget to move the stupid elf. If your kids are listening, maybe you should turn off. But I would forget to move the elf, and then I'd have to lie and basically say, the elf was sick or something happened to the elf. And my kids, especially, they started staying up later, so I had to stay up later in order to hide the elf. And then my daughter, I don't know so much of my son, but my daughter used to write notes to the elf. So she would write notes, which is so cute, and I kept them. But she would write notes, but then, of course, Jingle Kringle, which is the elf's name, had to write back to her. So it was very tiring. I'm glad for that chapter to be over. I do fondly look back on it, but I was glad when they were old enough to realize that the elf was what it was. So I'm a little off topic, but that's okay. So there are a lot of things that we put on our list in the holiday season. There's also family drama. If you are in, if you guys have a lot of drama in your family, I'm again so grateful for my divorce because I don't have 90% of the family drama that used to happen. So there are crowded grocery stores that you go to. I experienced that the day before Thanksgiving when I went to pick up some stuff. There's crowded, I don't know if the malls are still crowded, but like there's still people busting around and doing things. There's also the pressure to look perfect when you show up for a holiday party. There's the feeling like you have to eat right even maybe it's before the party or maybe it's at the party. You feel like you have to have it all together. Sometimes cravings hit really bad because, you're seeing all these gingerbread cookies and all these fun, yummy treats, and you're like, I'm trying to lose weight or I'm trying to, get my body smaller, right? Sometimes you have emotional eating, sometimes there's late night snacking. Then there's the I'll just start in January kind of mentality. But what you guys don't realize is it's not the food that is causing the chaos, right? It's not the things that you are doing that you've put on your plate, metaphorically speaking. It's not those things, the actions, the Christmas cards, the shopping, the things that are causing the chaos. It's how you think about those things. It's your nervous system. So today I'm going to teach you how to calm your body down so your mind can make choices that actually support your health without the guilt power, Guilt power. I just combined willpower and guilt together. There you go. This is what we call in our family the Austin curse. So, and God bless, my grandmom used to do it all the time. She would combine words together. If you do this, you have got to message me over on Instagram, because I feel like it really, again, they call it the Austin curse. And it's like, for instance, my grandmom, I distinctly remember her trying to say porch and patio, and she came out with porchio. So, but anyway, I just created a new world word. See, I did it again. New word. I don't even remember what it was. Willpower and guilt, whatever that was together. Anyway, so I'm going to help you calm down your body so you can make choices without willpower, restriction, or guilt. Please email me or message me if you do this where you combine words. Um, it's one of my biggest fears of like public speaking. And granted, I've done two TEDx talks. One though was in COVID. I will give you that. That one wasn't as stressful, but the one that was on stage, which I absolutely loved. You can check it out. Just Google Nicole Simonin, my married name, TEDx, and they will pop up. But the dead butt syndrome was my favorite. But I was always afraid that I would combine words. And if nobody doesn't understand what I'm saying, it kind of looks like, ooh, all right. I hope you're enjoying this podcast episode. So, um, when you're stressed during the holidays or any other time, your body thinks it's in danger, right? Your fight or flight system will kick in. That is your primitive brain on overdrive. And as we know, stress raises cortisol levels, which increases hunger spikes. And I would bet those hunger spikes are not actual true hunger spikes. Because again, if your body, depending on what part of fight or flight, like your body is trying to prepare for fight or flight, but usually it's instantaneous. It's not thinking about getting food in that moment. So, like if you've ever been scared, your body does not think about food in that moment. It thinks danger, we got to get away, right? After that moment, then your body's like, oh yeah, we need to eat. We were scared out of our pants and we need to go eat something to gather our energy in case the threat comes back. So when you're in that fight or flight, your digestive system slows down and your energy will, depending, again, it'll spike up if your adrenaline is kicking in, and then soon after it will drop, right? Doesn't that sound a lot like emotional eating and that wave, that cycle? So the busier you are in life, the more your brain confuses stress with hunger. So it's all emotional eating. So if you are thinking, I need a cookie, you might want to question if you actually do. Like, really think, okay, maybe it might mean something else. Maybe it means I need to take a breath. Maybe it means that I need some space. Maybe it means I need to be a little bit calmer or calm down. Your body is always giving you signals, and you're answering the signal with food instead of care, healing. It could be a mindset thing. Um, Lots of things could be going on where you are band-aiding it with food. Again, most women try to control their holiday stress with tightening the old diet belt, right? No sugar, extra workouts, skipping meals, that kind of thing, not sleeping. Restriction and control does not calm down your nervous system. In fact, it amplifies it, right? Think about it. You're tightening the grip, so your brain is like, danger, danger, like it's not calm, right? Stress and restriction equal rebellion. And that's when your brain kicks in of like, screw this. I'm not trying to lose weight over the holidays. I'm going to eat whatever the hell I want. And I just want to have a side note. You can eat whatever you want. I do have a no foods off limit policy. You've probably heard me mention that before. I teach a method around that on how to do that inside my programs. But so your body responds to heightened cravings, emotional eating, and then, of course, guilt and shame and a big dose sprinkling of judgment usually follow. So if your nervous system is in chaos, your mind can't make calm, aligned choices, even if you quote unquote know better, right? When your emotions are high, your intellect is very low. And we are human beings having a human experience on this planet. So your emotions are going to fluctuate, right? We're not Stepford wives where we're just one gear. We are happy at times, we are sad at times, we are angry at times, and that's okay, right? It's navigating your emotions, understanding why you're reacting the way you are, and then bringing the emotion down so you can make I don't want to say an intelligent decision, but a more intelligent, a more informed decision, right? That's more aligned with the things that you say you want. So the key is not control. It's connection. It's connection to your brain, your mindset, it's connection to your body. So here are some tips to rewiring your chaos into calm. Number one, do a check-in. Before you reach for the cookies, the gingerbread, the mindless scrolling, the spending, if you're throwing things in your Amazon cart, that kind of thing, because that's an emotional response too. Ask yourself, are you really hungry? Or are you stressed, tired, lonely, bored? What's going on, right? Second one is engage your body. Simple moves like stretching, shaking your arms, taking breaths, going outside and getting some nice cold air. I just went outside for a walk with my dog and it was cold. If you listened to the podcast a couple ago, I'm trying. No, I'm not going to say trying. I'm practicing going outside in the cold. I really don't like it, but that's probably a whole nother podcast. But doing things like moving your body, stretching, shaking your arms out, doing jumping jacks, that kind of thing can signal safety to your nervous system. It helps regulate you. There was this, I used to do it. There's two things that I used to do when I was dancing professionally. So I used to be a professional ballet dancer. And you're not going to be able to see this, obviously, on a podcast. So if you want to go check it out on my YouTube channel, you can. But there were two things that I used to do. One was I would go backstage. Actually, I'll tell you the first one. The first one, I do this snapping thing. It's a snap, a right hand snap for the podcast people. It's a right hand snap, a left hand snap, and then my fist hits my flat palm and it makes a pop sound. And so I would do that. And again, you can watch this on the video. I know you can hear it. But I would do that and that would like calm my nervous system a little bit. But when you're backstage, you can't make noise like that. You will get in big trouble and you get fined. So what I would do is I would put my fingertips together and I would just rebound my fingers against each other. And it's real quiet, it's real calm. But the action is what would calm me down. So if you want to take a look at that, head on over to my YouTube channel, Weight Loss for Women Over 40, and you can see what the heck I'm talking about. So engage your body, right? Number three is anchor yourself into the present moment. Involve all your senses. Taste, touch, notice your surroundings, right? Like, what are you tasting in this moment? What can you touch in this moment? Like, I'm touching my desk. What can you notice? I notice I'm sitting in front of a window with the trees and I hear cars going by. This is not my thing, but I've heard this before, maybe you have too. It's like name three things that you see, name two things that you hear, and name one thing that you feel. That will anchor you into the present moment and it immediately shifts you out of fight or flight. And another thing that I do when I find myself in these moments, because guess what? I'm human too. I actually tell myself, I'll ask myself, are you in any danger right now? Like, is anything horrible going to happen to you in this moment? Right. And generally speaking, I'm in my house, I'm in a safe space. Like, it's not like I'm in the middle of a freeway asking this question. Um, and I'll ask that question. And then my brain is like, of course, you're fine. Like there's nothing going on. And then I'll just restate it. Like you're in a safe space. You are safe. There's nothing going on here that you need to be afraid of. right? And that can be calming. And this is all part of kind of healing your inner child and healing your wounds from your past because, and again, I'm not blaming any parents or guardians or anything, because I think I had great parents, but there's something for me where I don't feel safe in a lot of situations. So for me, it's reiterating you are safe. It's me learning how to self-soothe myself. You may find the same thing for you as well. And you may not even know that there's some things that you need self-soothing about. So the fourth thing is respond, don't react. When you start feeling calmer, then you ask yourself, do I truly want food? Do I really want to eat? Or is there another way to feel nourished right now? So these micro little adjustments, they're not complicated, right? This is not rocket science, but they work, especially during the busiest, most triggering time of the year. I hope for you that December, yes, there's usually a lot of stuff going on, but I hope that you take the time out to actually enjoy the moments, the everyday, that kind of thing. So here's a mindset shift that I want you to take away from this episode. Stress is not your enemy, right? Stress is actually a red flag signaling, hey, something's going on, right? Whether it's immediate emergency danger or just regular stress in the sense of like, hey, this is too much. Let's redirect, right? Food is not your enemy. You having to wrap gifts or send Christmas cards is not your enemy. The decisions and the actions that you are taking, the choices you are making this holiday season are not your enemy. You get to choose what you want to do. I know some of you don't believe that, but it is 100% true. um, your body is simply speaking to you, and you need to start listening, right? You don't need to silence your body with force or willpower, right? I'm going to plow through December so I can get to January and then really focus. Mm-mm. Learn to calm your nervous system first, right? That's all primitive brain stuff. And your choices will naturally align with your goals, even during the holiday chaos. If you would like to work with me personally, I do have some private coaching spots that are going to be available in 2026. Private coaching with me gives you the privacy and the individualized attention that you're going to want. I walk you through all my mindset method. If you need private or personal training, I also do that for only my private coaching, for my elite private coaching. But if you want something that is tailored for you, private coaching could be the answer. You can go apply at weightlossforwomenover40.net/call, CALL at the end. Just fill out the form on that page and I will get back to you if you are a fit. And we'll set up a call before mid-December and you'll get started in the new year. All right. Takeaway from this episode for today is you don't have to battle cravings, chaos, or stress. You just need to reconnect with your body. And I promise you, everything else will fall into place. It is a mindset game, mindset first. So, excuse me. I hope this podcast was super helpful to you. I will see you very soon on either the next podcast over on Instagram or if you're booking a call for private coaching. Have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon.